And we think we know the cost. It's easy if it's a vendor, you identify the vendor cost, but that's not really where it stops. You have internal resources that are needed within your own department. Your dedication to one project is going to take away focus on other projects, but you're also probably going to need support from your IT partners, right? There's few projects that I see that don't require some level of IT support. And so understanding how you're creating demand on other aspects of the company, other components, and what that lift is, how much time investment is needed. That is really important because we have limited resources in those support areas of analytics and IT, and being able to articulate what your need is, what that cost is relative to the value that you're getting at, and figuring out how you're prioritizing your portfolio of opportunities is really important. And separating the short term versus the long term aspect of that. Because the other thing is you could have a project that has great opportunity 3 years from now, but you're going to get hit this year with all the cost. Well, it's going to flip your P&L this year adversely for the promise of 2 years down the road. And so, understanding the timing of the revenue and the expense is really important.
Right. It's such a helpful answer, and in lots of context around that. When you say the cost doesn't stop with look, if it's a vendor solution, right? Like that's so helpful too. Like if I'm a quality leader launching a vendor, to understand that I need to pull the thread all the way through, right? Like not stop at the vendor cost. And it makes me think, I hear so many vendors say, "Oh, there's no IT lift required for our solution," right? And but typically when they say that, there is a huge lift maybe on the business owner to have lots of data to input into a system. So IT is probably, there probably is still an IT lift, obviously, but even if not, there's a huge lift on the business owner, I feel like. So
Well,
to
it
go
may
get their
not.
own data.
It may not be that, let's say it's a file you're leveraging, the same file you send to a different vendor or
Yeah.
with that
Yeah.
same vendor. So it's not something that you need to do incrementally to start up or to implement. But once you get whatever the value is out of that project, oftentimes that result is something that you need to deploy some other place. You want to
Right.
communicate that downstream to your providers, right? To
Right.
change behavior, maybe. And so that also takes data interface, thought around your how you're going to deploy that. Is that through a portal? Is that how is that going to occur? And then internal resources around how you educate the provider community around that. So it's a provider relations investment. Do they have capacity to do that? Is that the most important thing for them to be communicating on? Will they do that? And if they don't, do you get the value out of what's being promised? So it has to be thought through end to end as a project to be considered. And if the leaders that are thinking about these opportunities don't think about it from an end to end perspective, they're going to get they're going to hit some barriers along the way, I feel.
And probably not get the buy-in they need from
Mhm.
finance, right?
True.
If they haven't thought through that and can't
Mhm.
articulate
Mhm.
that whole end-to-end experience. Yeah.